Your point is an elephant.
Back up again. My name is Ed Genesis. I am a community organizer, criminal justice reform organizer, artist, So Pretty, and a bunch of other stuff. So let me continue. I called Nicole Haley and I was like, hey, you're an artist, right? You're doing your thing. I think you should put together something and lead an initiative. And she said, well, what should I call it? I was like, hey, think up something, come up with a logo, hit me up, because we about to push power, build power on the north side, black power. She hit me back, said, I got the Kalamazoo Black Artists Initiative. I said, let's go. She started making her phone calls, I make my phone calls, we come together. This is the result of that. I did not get a sweatshirt and I feel so salty. And I'm telling all of y'all that, and I'm super salty. That is not a joke. We gonna keep talking. Gun violence is something that we came together to talk about.
I have a young man who, because we're talking about deceased victims, he doesn't feel like his story counts. But he's been shot multiple times and he survived. And his story is very important also, and I just want to tell him that. But I want to say to us that, listen, we are all yets out here in our life. Everybody on this court is what I call a yet. It's up to us what kind of yet we want to be in life. We can be a ain't got fired yet or ain't got hired yet. We could be a ain't dropped out yet or ain't graduated yet. Haven't got hired yet, haven't got promoted yet. Ain't killed nobody yet, ain't got killed yet. Everybody is a yet. My yet is I haven't figured this thing out yet. I haven't figured out what is my role in trying to stop gun violence in my community. I have not figured that out yet. That is my yet. So I want you all to wonder and think about what your yet is in this regards to our community and keeping our young men safe. There's no cookie cutter answer to how we're gonna stop this violence. It ain't no, oh, we're gonna do it this way and that's gonna be all right. No, no, no. We're gonna try so many things and we're gonna have so many ideologies and ideas clash amongst each other and arguments that ensue. But guess what? We're gonna stick it out. We're gonna stick this fight, and we need the community to come with us. And y'all welcome to come to our meetings at Urban Alliance. Get with us, get with Mr. Esto here, Mr. Ed Genesis, Tommy Ray. Get with all of us. If you have ideas, your idea may be super important. Your idea may change Kalamazoo, even the world. Don't underestimate your ideas when it comes to trying to stop this gun violence, y'all. We all out here together. It takes a community to raise a village, okay? Love you.
Thank you so much. You are young and adults over the age 18 and up. We get the right to vote. So we can talk about vote, vote, vote. If you're 15 to 16 years old and the only thing that you're hearing about is the President of the United States does not care about your life, nor your parents' life, and you are struggling through poverty and a whole bunch of other things such as mass incarceration, school push-out, school to prison pipeline, and we can keep going down the list. If you pick a gun up, who in society can blame you? Who in society can literally say, young man, put that gun down, you shouldn't have a gun in your hand? Why not? Who's protecting the youth? I got kicked out of school in Gary, Indiana for taking a gun when I was 16 years old. I felt unprotected. I grew up without a father because my father was killed by crooked police officers in Gary, Indiana, and they did not go to jail. Yes, I felt unprotected. I know who Ronald Reagan is, and I know that he didn't give a damn about us either. And I learned a whole lot of things because I heard adults talking about how racist, how struggling, how poor the city is, how don't go on the north side after this time, don't go on the south side after this time, and then we got to fight to get no parking, no stopping, no standing signs removed that they put up as a way to respond to the crack cocaine that was getting sold, but never thought in their mind to build jobs, to have educational programs, to respond to some of the crack that was being sold. These was nonviolent crimes, but yet people, fathers, got transplanted out of our neighborhoods and communities for 20 years plus. And then they wonder why their sons got guns. They feel unprotected, they feel unsafe, unloved in the community. Speaking of unloved, I didn't get a sweatshirt, by the way. But back on what I was saying, when the youth is feeling unloved in the community that they are living in, they know that they could be pushed out of school, they know that they could be assaulted by police officers. I got my first felony in Kalamazoo, Michigan at 17 years old. My baby boy just turned 17. Happy birthday, Ryder, today. I got my first felony at 17 years old, totally transformed my life, messed up a whole lot of things. Police did this to me. The same law officers that are sworn to serve and protect and work for us gave me the business at 17 years old. Welcome to adulthood, go to the county jail, be locked up with adults. When you get out, man, it is what it is, and you try to figure it out. You try to hustle. If you hustle, you better learn how to scrap. You better have something with you, because in that environment, it's the worst of the worst. So I'm gonna end with saying this real fast. Once upon a time, chitlins was not a delicatessen. Chitlins was not on the menu. Chitlins was the throwaway that the slaves, when they got finished with pork chops and everything else that they wanted from the pig, and I don't eat no swine, but I'm just saying, anybody that, when they chopped that pig up and they threw away the rest, the slaves made the best of what they could do. It's time that we quit making the best of what we can do.
Facts.
A black man is not my opposition. I don't celebrate being in the trap. I know what a trap is. I know what opposition is. Systemic racism is my opposition. Mass incarceration. The 13th Amendment, which allows for slavery to exist in 2020, is opposition. The fact that I have 3 felonies that affects my life that I got over 20 years ago, that's opposition. And I can go down the list of things that are stacked against young black men in America, young black and brown men in America, where we are disproportionately locked up, killed. We are the victims and perpetrators of gun violence, but yet make up such a low percentage in the world and in Kalamazoo. So I wanted to say that. I also didn't get a sweatshirt. I was in the whole chat the whole time, from concept to finish, and I did not get a sweatshirt. Okay, so that's it. My name is Ed Genesis. Thank you all for coming out. Shouts out to Troy. Troy is from Nation Outside, and Clean Slate is an initiative that we got on the ground, and I mean we worked real hard. And Kalamazoo had one of the biggest turnouts because y'all actually care about the community, so I appreciate that. We had one of the biggest turnouts in the city, in the state of Michigan, as far as talking about clean slate awareness. Governor Whitmer just pushed it through, and I gotta say there's still work that we have to do. There's education, there's awareness around this, but it is an automated felony expungement thing, which means that a friend of mine who now lives in Colorado that got a felony over 20 years ago wouldn't have had to pay for a plane to come pay to get her felony expunged and sit in court from like 9:30 to 4:30. We literally sat there all day. Now they can push a button and just get it off, and you can work, and you can live, and you can not have to live in the past of you catching a felony like 20-something years ago.